Hi, welcome to Draw Kids, where we love to draw. Today, we're going to draw one of my most favorite characters. We're going to draw Goofy. Now, Goofy was one of my favorites growing up, and we are going to learn how to draw him. When we're done, I'd love to see you post your pictures in the comments below, and while you're there, subscribe and like, and any other ideas that you might have of something we can draw in the future. Now, to get started, all you need is something to draw with, something to draw on, and something to color with. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are drawing Goofy. For Goofy, we're actually going to make him facing this way, so his head is pointed towards that side of the paper. So we're going to start a little bit on the right side of the paper. What we're going to do first is we're going to draw an oval that's going to be his nose. It's almost like an upside down egg. Now from this egg shape, we're going to draw a little curve that's going to be about right here. That's going to be the front part of his nose. Like that. How's yours look? Pretty good? All right, now from there, we're going to go up just a little bit and we're going to do another curve, almost like a backward C, and it's going to end right here in the middle of underneath his nose. Right there. Perfect. Now underneath, we're going to overlap just a little bit. We're going to draw this close side of his face. And we're going to go down, and it's going to come up here to like where the back of his mouth is. Good. Now on the back of this line, we're just going to do a little upside down rainbow that's going to be the back part of his smile. Like that. Perfect. Now starting from about midway down his cheek, we're going to do his inside of his mouth. So we're going to do an upside down rainbow and we're going to meet it to the back of his mouth. Perfect. Now on this outside, we're going to do kind of like a square, but it's not going to have sharp corners. And that's going to be his tooth. And again, another tooth here. It's like a square with not sharp corners. Good. Now next, right underneath here to about maybe to there, we're going to do a thin line that's going to be his front lip, bottom lip. Good. Next, right about in the middle of that, we're going to do another U, and it's going to curve around like an S curve all the way to here. So follow that line. Okay, so we're going to do his chin first. Chin to up. And now we're going to do his cheek. Cheek around to here. Good job. Now if you get behind, you can always pause and catch up. So we're looking good so far. From here, on the inside of his mouth, we're going to do his tongue. So we're going to do two half curves like this. So one, and then two. All right. Now we're going to go back to his nose, and we're going to match this curve on the opposite side. Okay. And then we're going to do two more smaller ones right behind it. Curve and curve. How are you looking over there? Looking good? All right, so from here, on this little dip where you see the nose and the cheek meeting, we're going to do two whiskers. One, two. One, two. And on this closer cheek, we're going to do three dots in a triangle form. One, two, three. Perfect. All right, next we're going to do his eyes. So starting at about halfway up his cheek, and we're going to end in the middle of this ridge. We're going to do a kind of a long oval. So one and down. And his other eye is right behind it. So we're going to go up like this, and then follow this same curve, but on this side. Perfect. Good job. On the inside, we're going to do his eyeballs. His eyeballs are long ovals as well. 1. And this one is going to be kind of behind. And 2. There you go. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do his eyelids. So starting at about right here, we're going to do just a curve right over his eye, like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. Now, in between his eyebrows, we're going to do some more hairs like this, but we're going to do 3 this time. Just kind of flick your pen. 1, 2, and 3. Good. So now the back of Goofy's head is a circle. It's going to go from the back of his eyelid all the way down to the back of his cheek. So it's just a half circle. There you go. And now we're going to kind of pretend like this line continues on, and we're going to do the back of his neck. Good. On the bottom of his neck, this is going to be like a half of a curve, just to kind of close out the bottom of his neck. And actually, even better, extend that line out just a little bit. So what we're going to do next is, you know, Goofy wears a turtleneck, so we're going to draw his turtleneck. From here, we're going to do a half curve like this, and then do another one on the other side of his turtleneck. Good. And we're going to do this exact same thing, but we're going to close it off with a half circle there. And there's his turtleneck. Good. So you know Goofy wears a funny hat, and his funny hat is going to curve like this. So we're going to do the first part of his curvy hat, and we're just going to do like a little curve like that. And on this side, closer to his hair, we're going to do that same curve. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is draw the rim of this. So do a little rim like that, but it shouldn't touch. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the inside of his hat, which is that next top layer. So we're going to continue that line up and make this one a little bit shorter. Good. Now see this line here? We're going to match that for his hat band. It could actually be skinnier on this side and get bigger on this side. And that's his hat band. Alright, so these lines that are open, we're going to do a curve just to close it off, because his hat kind of has that little rim around it, almost like a bucket. So we're going to do the same on this side. Good. Alright, we're almost there. On this top of his hat, you know it has 2 little funny bubbles. We're going to do that next. So this one is like a funny, like a bean shape. And then we're going to do the same kind of bean shape on the other side. Good. Now just to clean it up a little bit, there's maybe a wrinkle there. What else? That looks good. Oh, we forgot his ear. Hello. So Goofy needs an ear. His ear is going to be right here, start from about halfway down the back of his head, and it's just going to scoop down like this. It's kind of like a long skinny, and then it gets fat at the end. So we're going to do the bottom half of his ear first and curve it down like that. So starting in almost the same spot, we're going to curve down, but we're going to make sure it's nice and wide on this side. So starting from almost the same spot, we're going to go down, and as we get to the bottom, we get wider and wider and close that off. Good. Now, just like his whiskers and his forehead, you're going to do a couple little, maybe 2 little swooshies on the bottom of his ear. Good. So that's it. That's Goofy. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to color him. You can follow along, and we can do it at the end, and you can see what we look like. So there's Goofy. I hope you had fun. Hope you join us again. And that's it. I hope you had fun drawing Goofy with us. If he looks a little bit different than mine, it's okay because he's Goofy. I'd love to see your picture. Post it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time on Draw Kids. Bye.